I feel like that's enough. Probably fade that a little bit better, but I feel like it's enough. Welcome back to Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I have got both Sherman and Slothy with me today. Sherman, how you doing?
I'm all right, just exhausted. How about yourself?
Good. I had a busy week, but a very nice week overall. And that's a bunch of what we're talking about. So Slothy, let's see how you are first, and let's go from there.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I actually about 2 hours ago, had an exam for school that went pretty well.
Crush it or what?
100%.
Let's go. Congrats, man. That's very good.
There you go.
Yeah, we wanted to last week like we said, we pre-recorded so that we could go off to an event, and that's what we wanted to chat a little bit about, because number one, obviously we're proud that we were able to be a part of a really cool charity and event. So it was for Between Friends. It's kind of just we did basically for people with learning disabilities. It was a way for them to get together and get out, play games, do events and stuff like that. So it was like really fun. It was really cool that the community out here where we are raised just a ton of money for it. So that was awesome. If you're seeing the video, my foil sheet's gone because I donated the foil sheet to it, but I've got another one. We'll get there. We'll get it back. But no, I wanted to kind of just talk a little bit about the event and stuff and what we did. So also, by the way, a special thanks to Frank. Frank coming out and playing a lot at the event was a blast. It was really fun to see. And also, Frank brought me the best pizza I've ever had. I'm still not over that pizza. I crave that pizza in my sleep. So thank you again very much, Frank, for coming out to play those games. Now, into the event. One of the things that they were doing for it. Oh, by the way, hi everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. Now, and even before that, Sherman, how's camping?
Oh yeah, I'm not a camping boy. I'm a city boy.
That's fair.
I had a horrible time.
You sound like me at camp. I'm not an outdoors boy.
Oh, like we get to the site and everything. We put up the tent, and we have a big tent because I've went camping with her before, and the tent was really tiny. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. I want something big. So we got something that's like, she says like is a yurt, which is huge.
Yeah.
Like if it's like something like 8 people or something like that. So like at the first night, like we're only there for like 2 nights, I think. I don't remember. My memory's gone at this point in time because I had like zero sleep. But like the first night, it was so windy that one of our pegs like came out of the ground or something like that, and then the side of the tent kept on slapping me awake at night when the wind would come and gust that in. So like I would feel a slap in the face for a ton of time and waking up.
The worst part about it is everyone who loves camping, it would never happen to. They'd never deal with it. They'd just be having a good time. And, the camping, it could have been a great experience, but no, they got to add in whacking you with the tent and the wind and the tent blowing over in your sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that like something like that's going on. I'm cold and everything. My girlfriend's like hogging on a blanket. So the dogs won't come close to me because I'm not warm enough because she has on a blanket.
That's fair. We
So yeah,
when we were away for the wedding, we're staying in like cabins, and again, even cabins, I'm still not an outdoors boy. But anyone who's been out to events, my wife is who produces our videos. You've met my wife. My wife is a very tall lady, big tall girl. I call her my big tree. And anyways, they have the beds in these things are like, hey, like cabins are paid for. It's all good. They're doubles. So like it's the same thing. It was like I already don't like being in the outdoors and stuff, but we were also just jammed onto these doubles. Yeah, as soon as you said small tent, I was like having flashbacks of this.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was. Hopefully, it was a nice time aside from the wind and the rain. Or was it raining or just windy?
It was really windy and it was just really cold. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
and I don't have much meat on me, right? So like I get extra cold.
I guess time of the year wise too, right? It is kind of when it's like, like down to like 3-4 at night.
Yeah.
That's like the ideal me temperature, but yeah, we're a little different in that regard.
Yeah.
No, but other than that, did you just go with a big group or was it just family camping?
It was just the two of us and like one of my neighbors.
Okay.
So like, just having fun.
That's good. I'm glad you made it home safe and not too scarred from the experience.
Yeah, I wish I was at the event with you guys.
I was going to say you did miss a lot of fun at the event. The first off,
Figures, yeah.
I wasn't at the event for the full 24 hours. I will give you guys didn't go 24 hours, but I was there for 19 and a half hours, and I played basically straight 19 and a half hours. I had some of the silliest games I've ever played. Number one, I gotta apologize to the group I played. This was after like Frank came out and played for a long time with us, but after that we're doing boss battles. This was one of the ways we were raising charity, and boss battles were you could pay $5 a game. You won like tickets, kind of like face to face almost event, like prize wall tickets to buy like collector boosters and packs, hoodies, that kind of stuff. And what it was a winner take all. Whoever killed the boss, whoever like last hit the boss in the game, got the tickets for the game, everyone's entries, and it was a 3-on-1. So the whole purpose of the game was to 3-on-1 kill the boss, and but you wanted to try and stop the other players from killing, so you didn't get the prize. This led to some extremely fun games. I've got to say, so like Adrian was a boss for like our local game store owner. My brother, who's like one of like the other owners and managers there, he was also one. I was one of the bosses. It was a very, very fun time. Before I rant more about it, Slothy, what did you think of these boss battles? Like, what was your takeaway?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Kind of trying to balance, both trying to work together to get the boss out of there, and kind of in a way working with the boss to stop the other two players from getting too far into getting the boss out of there. It was a really fun dynamic. I had an absolute blast playing that particularly.
I'm hoping that we can do because we go to events and stuff. Maybe face to face in November. We'll set up some boss battles and we'll get some of our own prizing. I'll talk to them and we'll do some of those because it, like you said, it was a very, very exciting dynamic. Very politics based.
Yeah, definitely.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, you would have loved it, Sherman. But it was first and foremost, I will say a lot of people came out with the intention of they wanted to win prizing. So I brought like a few like more powerful decks, and those were a little bit later at night. And some of the more powerful games where they wanted to play like CDH and stuff or competitive, I was playing my Maria deck, which is the Gruul Urza, you tap rocks, and that whole deck is about blowing all the lands up because I have all of it. And I will say, even people telling me that they wanted to play bracket 4 fun games, not a single person enjoyed an impending disaster or like a, you know what I mean, just getting rid of all these lands. Everyone told me, I was like, I got a strong deck if we all want to play this, if this is how we do it. But one of my favorite moments of this entire event that I have to bring up because it was hilarious was I'll talk about like the chaos part of it, but we were doing a chaos boss battle, so you could use these tickets. And one of the things that happened, and it was the person who wanted to play that competitive, I got really, really fast out and I took their turn, and then I cast Final Fortune on their turn, which is what I drew, so that they were going to die on the next turn. And so then back and forth with these chaos tickets. The chaos tickets we had, you could pay $2 per chaos ticket, and we spent a lot on these chaos tickets. The person I was playing there spent $78 in chaos tickets to try and kill me on his one last turn. But it was it was a really, really fun dynamic. The chaos part of it as well was that we wanted to do, anyone who's willing to play it, they made a list of effects, and you could pay $2 to get these effects and stuff. So you could do like $2 drew you an extra card or something, or an extra. And I was actually really surprised that like people weren't trying to just like win games with their wallet. They were trying to. People were obviously trying to have fun and like doing that. Like one of the events was a chaos draft, so everyone had all the same amount of tickets. So you had these same actions. No one kind of did it, but yeah, basically you could have just rule zeroed in and say, hey, you guys mind playing this? And that's a lot of charity money was raised with this, because like I said, in one game someone spent $100 trying to kill me on one turn, right?
Yeah.
And there was and I think I spent like $50 trying to get them to stop me. It was a nice time. But they had a reverse the turn order in it. They had a copy spell effect, play an extra land. Like it was a lot of fun.
Chaos Warp was in there.
Oh yes, a Chaos Warp was in there. In one of the games we decided, we all agreed to play like one of these things. like a chaos draft. So we all bought into the chaos draft, and we just kept chaos warping one player's lands. That's all anyone did. Yeah, it was like a Galta player, and I thought it was hilarious. They're trying to play, or not Galta, Zakama, the other big one. So in fairness, in their defense, they did have big dinosaurs that were coming out, and I did get whacked by these, but they weren't getting any lands. I had
It's gotta be so brutal. Like I have just the right colors for land. Like, I'll chaos warp your land. That's just so me.
I found out that Winds of Change was reprinted in Spider-Man, and as I've said, I'm not a big fan of the new stuff, but I did go pretty silly on buying new Winds of Changes, and I did get. I played one of the boss games. I was Firesong and Sunspeaker, and and I got that turn 1 Winds of Change, and it just it makes me so happy. It just I was just like Firesong and Sunspeaker. Everyone's like, no one plays that. I was like, okay, cool. And then basically I won the dice roll, and I was like, everyone's good to keep. And they're like, yeah, I'll mull, I'll do this. Because like I said, they're trying to beat me. They're trying to win prize tickets. Everyone gets to a keepable hand. Mountain Winds of Change. It's like I said, in all of Magic, it's my favorite turn 1. If you're the opening player and you can crack off a Winds of Change, it's just one of the most entertaining things that I have ever seen played.
See, this is the reason why I put in more lands than you guys, so I don't have to worry about being like screwed for mana in my hand. When someone plays like that,
I will tell you, the 3 players who got Winds of Change did not have that same build thing, because 2 of them mulled to no, like they drew to no lands, so they had nothing coming up, and 1 drew 1. So I'm just sitting here with Firesong and Sunspeaker, stacking up mana, having a good time. And I got my Makuro Koro out, the 2 pay 2 everyone draws, and I kept being like, it's group hug, the boss is group hugging. And then every time they would do it, I would just sweep the field and like gain life, sweep the field. I Starve Extinction the board after a Scoot Swarm player finally I let him. Yeah, I was having a good time. I wasn't a nice boss in all the games. I'll be the first to admit that. It was fun. There was later at night, a few people, I told them as well. Slothy was in one of these games. This wasn't the one I'm talking about, but later at night, I told people like, hey, I have a Toxrill deck. And they're like, that sounds like a fun boss game. I was like, it doesn't. And these people tried to beat that boss deck 7 times.
Yeah.
It was again, it's for charity, and I kept feeling bad about it, but Slothy was in that game. Slothy's now seen the Toxrill with just rocks.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna maintain it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's not, like, if you're prepared for it, I'll say it's not that bad.
We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favorite podcast app now.
Yeah. The Kaylin came out to play Sherman, and she was visibly furious during that game. Yep. She was bright red, like she's like playing Jetmir, and I was like, I'm playing Toxrill. And again, she's an innocent little guy. She doesn't know what this is, so she just keeps getting her field wiped. She was not. She was pretty mad about it.
Like, divorce now. Divorce.
Oh yeah, it's. I think it might be actually, like, in the entirety of the time that I've known my wife, I think this is the angriest I've ever seen her, was in this Toxrill game.
She's playing Jetmir, okay? It's all about creatures, and you're playing Toxrill. It's like, oh, you want creatures? Nope, sorry, they're all gone.
She doesn't play Magic too often, and the game she was having was great. It was like Birds of Paradise into Llanowar into Beast Whisperer. Like, she was going off. She had like a crazy board state when this thing hit. I think turn 1 I got 9 slugs from her.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was fun, but so like I said, I definitely want to do some of the boss battles. We'll do something for a giveaway or prizing at the face-to-face when we're doing it, because it was just a really, really fun way to play. And I really like out at events. That's what I like the most about events, is meeting people, but also just the fun games we get to play. And the boss battle was just a really, really nice time of trying to, because again, it's very easy to try and kill someone just to team up, right? But at a certain point, like if I'm down to 6 life, now suddenly you have to stop Sherman, you've got to stop Slothy from going in, like you have to politics, work with me a little bit. Come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a really, really enjoyable time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, I want to do a little bit more of that, but I wanted to talk a little bit before we get into our second part of it, but commander variations for like when we're out playing and stuff. I really, really like using like one of my commander variations that I never stop talking about ever is illegal partners. I love illegal partners. I love illegal commanders and stuff. And I keep seeing people play the what's the legendary equipment one? Do you know what I'm talking about, Slothy? Pendragon. That's the one. Everyone keeps trying to get me to build a Pendragon deck where you get a common creature and a legendary artifact. So I do want to know like from other people like what they kind of like. Pendragon would be a fun thing to play. I do honestly, it would just be funny to get like a Llanowar elf as my creature and take up swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Slothy, any other thoughts on our event here?
Yeah, no, it was great. There were a lot of people out there, which was really nice. There were like people were lining up for the boss battle games.
At really quickly, sorry to interrupt you. At 7 a.m. still, like all night through 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. there was a 13 game queue for boss battles that people like wanted to play against Connor or Adrian and stuff like that. Like there was a huge like it was definitely a big success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's about it. I got to test out some new decks that I built and had a lot of fun with them.
I've got to say the your Dargo deck. I've never been whacked by Slothy so hard. I was wondering who possessed Slothy's body with this. It was Kedis, Sherman, like the yeah, it was Kedis and Dargo, and Slothy kept getting like these like what is it, a budget deck or what was it like?
It is I think it's like $50, but it's Pauper Commander.
Yeah.
So every card except for the 2 commanders is common.
I was getting smashed in the face by this Dargo for like 7 damage on turn 2 repeatedly. I saw this more than once, and I just was getting whacked with it. And it's the same thing, like because you're like a quick spoiler deck tech on it, but like you've got artifact lands, so you can toss your lands away for it. You can toss your little artifacts. So it's all these little goblin dorks, and yeah, you're bringing out an 8 mana commander on turn 2 and just smacking me with it. And he kept having so many things with haste. I was getting hit left and right.
Yeah, it was really kind of going to the first boss game that you and I played together.
Yeah.
It was so funny because Frank was full of rabbits over there. Adrian had some effect that I couldn't attack him. Then there was you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was in that game. I had the worst Mrs. Bumbleflower game. I've got like 6 or 7 Bumbleflower decks. Every time they've all done me right. I'm group hugging, but I drew no lands. I for once I had to taste the sting of defeat from not getting enough lands. I think I got 3 or 4 lands in 10 turns. Mm-hmm. And Slothy kept being like, "I'm sorry, I have to hit you again.
You've got nothing, and I can deal 7 to everybody right now."
Yeah, the Dargo was a really, really cool deck to play out, and to see. I love seeing a creative deck like that. That's why I like seeing a lot of what you build, what Sherman builds and stuff. I love seeing like a creative deck that doesn't have to rely on like you know what I mean? Like that's like I play Ancient Tomb, Mana Crypt, Lotus Petal, right? And no, like you're just playing like little goblin dorks, getting out like these really, really fun, exciting things that are just, like I said, just walloping me. And I like that. The other point we want to talk about is just how we build for fun events, and that is a fun commander. It's another one that has to be dealt with. It has to be like you've got to go and actually like you have to deal with you. You can't just leave it alone. You can't make deals because it's hitting everyone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I was going to ask the question to both of you guys. We might be a little faster than normal today, but I wanted to just chat with the group before we get back into deck text. You guys get it. No interaction from Daniel, books from Sherman, blah, blah, blah. We understand. We get the recipe. But I was going to say, like, I wanted to pose to you guys, like, what at an event, what do you go out to build? Like, what decks do you like to bring out? Because I curated a bunch for this event based on my own criteria, and I kind of want to pose the question to you guys because I just wanted to know. Like, I like the way you guys build, but what do you guys bring out to an event, and what do you think makes what's fun to see at events for you? Let's start with Sherman.
So I pretty much bring a minimum of 4 decks because at this point in time, since we have the bracket system, I literally have one for each bracket.
Mhm.
So, and in that way, I don't care what you play against or what you're playing with. I have an answer for whatever. So I have something silly for bracket 1. I have something that can go get the pre-con, and then 3 can, like, I have 2 decks can like be like competitive or semi-competitive depending on like if I sandbag or something like that. Like, but like I tend to bring at least something for each range because you never know what someone wants to play, right? Because sometimes you have people that go to these events, they want to show off what decks that they have, and they might not be the best. They want to just, show off their creativity. Other people, as you say, come out to destroy every single person that comes in their way. Like, it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
You don't know what you're going to face. So you just have to be prepared for that. And like, that's why I do it that way. But like, I normally sneak in at least an extra 1 or 2 decks that are like mid-ranged, I would say. They're more fun. But like, I have like at least like 10 or 15 cards that chances are no one has seen or don't remember or you don't see often, and that's what makes it more fun. It's more memorable because of that.
I like seeing creative decks and stuff like you said, just things that you never actually get a chance to see.
Yeah,
It's I like to bring one of my to talk a little bit about what you were saying there for that with people liking and like they want to come out, they want to show off, they want to do that. I always bring at least one of each thing. I bring a deck that I have dubbed my Kingmaker, and that's any of my group hog. I can like help people have a good time. I can get lands, I can pull things out. Everyone can show off their deck, and no one's gonna have a bag except for that one Miss Bumbleflower. But other than that one single time, they always generally work, right? But then I also bring, I don't usually play these, but I bring what I call my King Taker. And it's just a deck to wreck one person's game. And I always think that that's really funny because sometimes, like you said, people do want to just show off and they want to stomp the rest of the bracket. And on a game 2 of that, it's just a deck. It's only removal. A lot of times it's Oloro. So it'll just be like Oloro and it'll just be all counters. But there's no creatures. There's no win cons. It's just like the ores of bangers, the paths, the counter spells. Not a fun deck, but I do like to do it because then it helps other people have a good time when you are stuck in a little bit of a pod that is like that, Plus, it's really funny to see people who actually listen to the show come out and they're like, "What is he doing? He doesn't play like this. Where's the real Daniel? It's a body double." And then what do you like to see from people like when they come out? Like what makes a fun event for you? Like
I think I like seeing lower power decks. In all honesty, high power is boring. You've played around with a lot of high power back in the day, and you've come to our side now where it's just like nothing but stupid jank budget brews, and just like your goal is to have fun, right? So like I don't care if, like, you guys know it's a hot take of mine, but it's like I don't care for the decks that are overpowered or really expensive. It's just not fun because like I'm not there to compete. If that's what you enjoy, go nuts. I'm fine with that. I'll still play against you, and I'll try to give you a run for your money. Don't get me wrong, but I like sit back, joke around, politic and anything. I like seeing people come up and just bring out a deck that they're very passionate about, and it's easier to see people that are passionate about a deck that they care about when it's something that like it might be powerful, but most of the time it's not. Like, they tend to be powerful, but it's not their ultimate best that they can throw in. They like throwing in little tidbits here and there. They like to like personalize it in a way, right? So that's what I really like to see.
You kind of do end up seeing, especially like a full curtain pull on it. like when you are a creator and stuff and you're out at some of these events, you do end up seeing a lot of really similar like deck build paths, right? Where it's like everyone's got an Esper Sentinel jammed in there with their Smothering Tithe and their Rhystic Study. Like, I get it. I understand that, right? Like a lot of people do kind of build, they're like the power staples for a reason. They're very good. But I do always love like when somebody gets me, like I said, I think one of the highlights of my event was how hard I was getting just beasted by Slothy's Dargo deck. Like I was just getting hit so hard by this deck. And I'd never seen a deck build like that. It was really, really cool. It was mono red aggression to the highest level.
Just a bunch of little guys making a big guy.
Never would have guessed it. I never, like I said, I was like, you're casting what? I even, when Slothy casted the first time, I was like, can I double check? Can I read that? I was like, how did you get this? Like,
You've got one land out. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it was like I said, it was a very, very cool like way to see it. And I do love seeing unique things. And I do like I like pet decks. I don't mind if they're expensive. One of the people we played with, I think it was the Calgary event, but it was all it was a Ravnica themed one. That was that Calgary?
Yeah, that was Calgary.
Yeah, that was Calgary.
Yeah, the Ravnica deck where it was all like the serialized cards and the like the Ravnica's theme. That was a really, really cool deck. And that was obviously, that person was like very passionate about like the plane of Ravnica. Mm-hmm. They had all the cool like holographic pins and everything too for it. Like they were decked out to the Ravnica 9s. What about you, Slothy? Like what do you like to bring to an event, and how do you approach it?
Ooh. Well, I do feel like I am significantly less organized than a lot of people when it comes to that. It's really just kind of boils down to what I'm feeling like bringing at that particular time. Mm-hmm. Usually I'll try to bring a couple decks that I know are like I know how to play well, but are not super high powered, but will still lead to some fun shenanigans like the Doctors for say. I also like to bring something a little bit more high powered, just so I can hang with the bracket 4 and 5 decks a little bit better. Kind of like the Kinnan deck that I brought to last weekend.
That was also a very cool deck.
That one was a lot of fun. But yeah, it just kind of, it really varies on what I'm feeling like that particular day. I think outside of Doctors, no, I don't think there's been a single deck that I've brought to more than one event.
That's fair.
At this point. So it's kind of wherever the wind takes me.
Is there anything you like seeing from people? Like what's a great event look like to you for the decks you play?
Ooh. Just everyone having fun, having a good time, like kind of like Sherman. I do tend to kind of land more in the mid-range-esque area. Mm-hmm. But stuff like everyone's just having a good time. They've got their theme, like the Book Tribal or the Doctors or the Ravnica deck, where they're trying to tell a story with it, and that's always really cool to kind of see them get to that.
Yeah.
That's really about how. That's really about it for me. I like playing the game. I bring stuff that can kind of hang wherever. So whoever comes up and asks to play, sure.
I know this will shock no one, but my answer is going to be longer. I a lot of times bring probably 20 or 30 decks to each day of an event when I go. And I know, number one, a lot of people have their groups. Everyone can get along with their friends and stuff, right? But a lot of times it is a little weird. It's nerve-wracking playing with strangers. Not everyone likes to do it, right? So I love to bring out decks that are specifically, they're more political decks, but they're more like my Shadrix, my Glunch, my Tivit, those kind of things. They're all either voting, politics, group hug. Like Shadrix is like, who wants this stuff? Who wants this? Like, let me have the jewel. I try and get it so that people are like talking on the table. So I always like try to bring out that kind of a deck where it's like, we're voting. And even, you know what I mean? You might be shy, but I'm going to ask your vote repeatedly, and I'm going to joke around, and I'm going to politics and have a good time. I tend to not like the more high power things at events too. I did a lot of CEDH stuff when I was younger, like pretty much pre-pandemic. I played a lot of more competitive stuff, and it's a fun scene. It's very nice and everything, but I do just CEDH is, I wouldn't say solved. It's not a solved format, but it's very similar. It's a lot of decks that are playing the same kind of win cons like lines, and I don't as much have fun playing that as anymore because again, in my opinion, the C doesn't stand for competitive; it stands for consistent. And what's the point of having like 100 cards if I'm just trying to, half my deck is to tutor up this one card or to prevent you from playing that exact same card? Like, I get it. You got a Thoracle, I know you have a Thassa's in there, right? Like, so I tend to find I love nonsense. I love shenanigans. I really, really like a lot of bracket 2 stuff. And at events, I don't, I'm not really out to win. I'm out to have a good time, to make everyone laugh. Sometimes I do. I dirtle all the time. I play silly things, but my favorite thing to do into higher power is not usually bring out my high power. It's like to play things like Nor and the Wary and just like wreck everyone's plan with chaos things, like a turn 1 Winds of Change, which is hilarious. Like, I just like those. I like that kind of a dynamic because chaos is a great equalizer in Magic, right? So like the Nasari, I keep calling that my Nasari deck, but I have like I'm playing everyone's cards decks. I've got the chaos decks like the Nor and the Wary where I keep flipping them. I tend to bring those. I almost always bring out my Kenrith group hug because that's just like a friend maker for everyone. It's very consistent, very good at like ramping the table out. No one will be shocked that I bring a Rigo deck because I think it's fun.
Yeah, how many did you end up bringing on?
I did bring 3
last weekend.
I think you played one of them, right?
Rigos.
Yeah, you played the poison one, right?
Yeah, I played at least like 8 of them.
No, but I think Slothy was played against the poison one, right? I was trying to infect you guys. Yeah, that one's fun. I played that one again later at night and got the I was doing my proliferating and I got the Lighthouse Chronologist up, so I kept taking my extra turns. I was having a great time with that. I kept at everyone in this game. Again, this is why I'm not a fun boss. I kept everyone at 9 poison counters and then just kept casting proliferate spells. Be like, I'll cast this, like draw a card and proliferate, and then I go and they'd be like, good game. I'm like, I didn't say that. I'm gonna proliferate this 1/1 counter pass. Oh man, I'm not fun to play with at all. I really like to drag games on, sitting there holding an instant speed proliferate just in case. But no, I like I said, I like to have fun. A lot of times for me, winning, I played in a very, very like when I was younger. Me and my friends refer to it all the time as the dark magic. When I was much younger, like closer to 18, very often we would play. And again, Sherman, Brian like Dulesky, right? Yeah, it's Brian played in these games with us. We used to play like huge, like nightly, I would say 15, 20 person pods where we just all stacked up in a basement playing at like 4 or 5 tables. And everything was like Iona's, Painter Servant combos. Like it was like, this was like a cutthroat, like meta of like everyone being like, you can't do that. You can't. It wasn't as fun, but it was hilarious. But we played like, this was pre-commander stuff, and it was just us all being obnoxious, and that's when I was trying to win. And those again, hilarious for some people. We had a lot of rage quit moments in those days, but I tend to just try to focus on the group's fun and stuff. I don't really like to try and try win. I calm that down. We say it all the time. If you've listened to the show for a bit, you understand. When I first played against Sherman and stuff, right? It was an eye-opening experience to be sitting there playing like a $6,000 deck into a book tribal deck with the guy just laughing it up, having a good time, being like, this has a book in it, see over here. And I'm like, I recur Lionized Diamond and I cast Consecrated Sphinx. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like sitting there like going like everything is I can't lose. I draw like 30 cards a turn. It was and then Sherman was having more fun than me, and I was like, well, what's this about, right? So I really, really have moved down into the lower power of stuff. I tend to try, like I said, find things that equalize a game out. Howling Mine is like my favorite card to play, right? So just getting any of that kind of stuff out. But yeah, I just like to generally chat with people, have a good time, laugh around. But I like to bring a little bit of everything. not every time I bring a bracket 4. I don't always play high power, and I'll play kind of into whatever it is what it is. But honestly, it's really funny because a lot of high power decks just can't deal with like they're built for their meta, right? They're meta specific. And I don't know if a lot of them could actually deal with that Ketis deck because they don't really run creature removal a lot of the time. They run like counter spells. They run like the and it's not very often that someone threatens like a 7 damage commander on board. Like, so I think that might like actually like run train on like a few of the higher power decks. But that one thing I used to bring out Halden and Paco all the time. I have a few Halden and Paco decks. Like one was my CEDH one, but then one is just like I just thought it's fun to like top deck manipulate. But I do find that events, people don't really like strangers to play their cards.
Yeah.
100%.
So I
100%.
I tend to stay away from like the XL, the like any of those things that are like you play from other people's stuff. The only thing I do is like I'll do like sometimes to take the turn a Worst Fears of Mindslaver, but then I'm just like, you hold your hand, I'll let you know what we're playing.
In all honesty, like having someone like take your cards normally isn't so bad back in the day, but nowadays there's so many mechanics where like you're flipping coins or you're rolling, like where people have metal dice now, right? And they're rolling it on the cards. They're like, no, you can damage your own cards, don't damage mine, please.
Yeah, like it's just so there's that. And then sometimes I also don't like people touching my cards. Like I'm fine with, again, people I know and stuff, right? Like again, I played a game with Brian. Brian borrowed a deck because he didn't like other Brian, not podcast Brian. He didn't bring any decks out with him, and I played a game with him. I don't mind people I know, right? But sometimes I will bring out. I have a few of the the starter decks.
Yeah,
I thought those were really really well built decks, and I bought pretty much all of them, and then I upgraded them a fair bit. And I tend to usually bring 2 or 3 of those to an event too, just in case someone wants to play and stuff. It kind of to me doesn't matter. Like it's like a $25 deck with like rares from like my random collection. It's not, if somebody was to walk off with it or knock it off a table, it's not like I'm going to be as sad about it. So I tend to kind of bring something like that. But yeah, most of what I do is just try to have a good time and make sure that everyone else has a good time. Not Magic events are a big deal for people, right? The event we just did, the charity, that's not even a Magic con, but it was busy. I think there was 120 people out playing like for like Commander games. Like that was a wicked busy night. And again, like even at like 4 a.m. there was, I think, 14, 15 active pods. It was pretty busy for the entirety of the night. Yeah, it was very busy all night. And I like to see that everyone was having a good time. And that's kind of what I enjoy the most about any of the events, especially the stuff we go to, is just like making sure everyone has a good time. I don't want anyone to ever have the feeling of me of like, wow, Daniel really showed me how great he is at beating me. Like I want everyone to be like, oh, he was fun. Like I would much rather be remembered for someone who lost every game at an event, but everyone had a good time and joked and laughed. Yeah. Right?
Yep. 100%.
Because yeah, you guys, like I said, you guys the same thing at events. You play and sometimes people at events just do want to beat you up. The one little kid beating up on Slothy was like still one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, we want their deal of it.
Yeah, sometimes people do want to just like come and beat the content creators, right? And then sometimes we're the content creators. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But it's always a good time. I do really hope that the boss battle thing takes off more. I'd like to. Maybe I'll record. I was going to record some games, and I was like, you know what? It's probably going to be a little too loud. I didn't end up bringing cameras out, but I'd like to maybe record some at the face-to-face in November and stuff. So if anyone in the local area wants to like be a part of those games and come boss battle, I'll put together some prizing, and you guys can come beat up on one of us. Like I'm sure Sherman wouldn't mind being the boss. I'm sure Slothy wouldn't mind being the boss, right?
I'll have nothing but board wipes in my deck. There you go.
Whatever works. That was basically Firesong and Sunspeaker. Board wipe travel. I've got the board wipe travel deck built. I've got Nevinyrral, and it's only planeswalkers and stuff.
See, that's the thing that people need to understand. Like, you don't need powerful decks to be annoying. I can build, like, you have this Firesong Sunspeaker. Like, I can build a Judith deck where all my instants and sorceries are like have death touch and just board wipe again and again and again. no one's going to enjoy it.
Hey,
that's the challenge. I'm a boss for a reason.
Hey, sick board state. In response, end the festivities. 1 damage to everything, and it's dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Judith is very strong. At the last the card selling event, I put together a Judith just as a pre-con, like just like a pre-constructed to sell off and stuff, and the I think it was like $40, and then I played that deck later on that same day, and I got beat by my $40 deck hard because it is a lot of board wipes. Like you said, I think maybe we should do an episode at some point on being annoying with it, because you can definitely be annoying on a budget. You don't have to win on a budget, but man, can you be annoying on a budget?
Yeah, like right now, my play group has noticed that I've literally gone like crazy because I'm built like the last like 3 builds of my decks I've made. Their goal is not to win. Their goal is just to be annoying and try to get people to flip the table.
What is you know what? I'm going to build one for the event. It's Glarb, I think.
Oh God.
Let me take a look.
Glarb
Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me pop Glarb up over on the other screen here. Glarb Calamity's Augur is 1 green, 1 black, green, and blue. It's a 2/4 frog wizard noble. Death touch. You can look at the top card of your library anytime. You can play lands and cast spells with mana value 4 or greater, and you can surveil too. I might just build an obnoxious like Glarb like turbo fog deck and call it my turbo frog deck. Yeah, I might just do that and just have it as like silly like either removal spells or bounce spells. Be like, yeah, it's a frog. We're bouncing creatures.
Hoppity hop. Come on, let's go.
Hop.
I do like that hop. That'll be my hop to it deck.
Then you start casting things like jump.
Oh yeah, because it's got the flying. Yeah, that's funny.
It works perfectly well with it. It's on theme. Come on, why not?
I truly wish that Leovold wasn't banned, because I just like the artwork and it's fun. But I understand why Leovold's banned. But like I do kind of want to play just like a silly deck like this Glarb thing. The frogs are really funny. That again, like I said, even just talking with my buddies, to me, that's what fun Magic is just stupid deck concepts of like, hey, I got my creature bounced 13 times, but like it is his frog deck, and frogs do be bouncing.
Yeah, and that's why I like lower powered games, right? It's because with lower powered games, you have more fun because you're more enticed to do stupid crap. Whether you win or not, that's not the point. You like you're just like, hey, can I pull off this like 8-card combo? Like sure, I can, make it infinite. Like it can go infinite with 2 cards, but this one requires 8.
Seeing a silly board state go off like something like you said that someone really set up, I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. I'm definitely way more willing to it. But yeah, like it's just like you said, right? The low power is more fun. This is I would say this is one of the most fun weekends that I had in a long time. Again, it was nice to be out doing stuff like for a good cause, and I am really, really happy, and I really am happy that everyone donated for that. It was a lot of fun. A few people like donated through like the link I put in the show notes too. It was very cool. Overall, very happy, very proud that we were able to like be a part of that event, because I like that stuff. But I just had a great time playing games, seeing my buddies. I went to a concert after it. I saw a loud concert. That was a great time. It was I actually did some stuff on the weekend instead of just endlessly working. So no, it was just a really, really nice weekend, and I'm hoping to have some more like that. I'm really, really looking forward to the face-to-face event, because I do want to do some of these boss battles. I've heard enough people talk about Pendragon, so maybe I'll put together a Pendragon deck. Is there anything else I should build for it?
I can't think of anything.
Don't say honest. A deck with instance.
Or just make it all instance and sorceries.
That is funny. That's my Tuja deck, or Tua, whatever one it is, the Falcon Knight thing. There is a lot of fun. Another thing I was telling I do have to look through some of the Spider-Man rares. It does seem like there's some pretty cool fun ones. So I might have to. There was a lot of legends in that set. I'm glad we didn't do the spoilers. You guys would be 7 more weeks of spoilers with that one.
Well, that's how Universe Beyond goes.
Yeah, right.
And just think,
Go ahead.
next year we get 4 of those sets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to just quickly end off with what's the release schedule for 2026?
4 Universe Beyond, 3 original sets.
Is that what it is?
Yep. Sure
Yeah.
is.
Okay, let me pull it up. Let me see what we got going on here.
We got like Marvel.
Anyway, this is everything announced for Magic the Gathering in 2026. Here's like you have Lorwyn Eclipse, that's January 23rd. Okay. Then you have Secrets of Strixhaven, April 26th. I'm really glad we're going back to Strixhaven.
If they
I'll say
butcher this
that.
set,
I'm
I
really
will.
happy about that.
I'll riot. I love the. I love Strixhaven. I also like Lorwyn, so I'm hoping that they don't wreck that.
Yeah, so those are two of the Magic sets. Okay, then in June of 2026, we have Marvel Superheroes, so another Marvel title. Okay, then in August we have The Hobbit, and then in October we have something called Reality Fracture. So don't know, and then in November we have Star Trek.
We do also have an yet to be announced Universe Beyond between Lorwyn and Strixhaven.
I like that they're just
That's
all the time.
Nickelodeon one,
Oh, is that what it is?
allegedly. That's what the rumor is right now.
It'll probably be. I think. Actually, I think Rogues
Ninja
guys were
Turtles.
saying that last night. They were saying Ninja Turtles is what everyone's thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ugh. I got to be honest. I'm not overly excited. I will say I didn't like the idea of the Lord of the Rings stuff because I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. That set was phenomenal.
Mhm.
So maybe they'll go for it again.
I don't know. I don't like how much Universe Beyond they're doing.
Somebody put up a post the other day and it was just like announcing Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering. I thought that was funny, like the actually get back to the game. But yeah, they're like I said, the Lorwyn is a cool set. I don't know how they're gonna tackle it though, because basically the whole point of that set was like essentially tribal warfare. It was like you know what I mean? They all went across, and that's not a topic they're gonna go on. So it'll it's gonna have to be more lighthearted than it was before.
Hey, you know what? If they reprint Bloom Tender, I don't care what they do.
It desperately needs a reprint. It needs a few reprints. It's a very good card.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Star Trek, I can't see myself enjoying, but a lot of people I know like Star Trek, so maybe it's going to be cool. Reality Fracture to me sounds like, again, probably another space Magic set because they got to do one of those a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And the Marvel stuff, I don't know.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. That's all it comes down to. Like, you know, like my opinion, they can announce all they want. I don't care. I'm always just interested in seeing what comes out, what cards come out, and what we can do for playing, and what new silliness I can do. That's all I care about.
Again, to me, you make a good point, because if somebody had like 2 years ago, if someone sat down and they're like, hey, I really, really like this TV show and I've reskinned all my cards with this TV show, do you mind if I like play this deck? I would have said I don't care, because I don't care if people play proxies, right? I just like to play Magic, and these are still going to be Magic cards that are balanced. So again, they're probably not for me, but I have seen a lot of people build a lot of cool decks from these things before. I've seen lots of cool Transformers decks. Slothy's Doctor deck is great, right?
Yeah. Like the way I look at it is just like, you know, like different kinds of like video games. Like heck, the Secret Lair of like Sony like video games are coming out as well next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know.
Yeah.
So there's like all those, but like it's like look, you know, or like how this? Look at it as like sets of dice, right? You have your generic ones, and it's like, oh, I like these generic ones and everything, but then there's these ones that are, you know, have stuff inside that like the person like created with resin and everything, you know. And some people are like, well, I don't like these because like, you know, they never really weigh out the balance properly, so like they're kind of loaded and all that stuff. Like, who cares? Just,
yeah, they're aesthetic, but
yeah, you know, like people just like them. Whether are they trying to cheat? Probably not. They don't care. They just like them, right? And that's the same feelings I have from Magic. They can keep on pumping out stuff. If I don't like the like Marvel for some unknown reason, I don't know why, but then like, you know, I just don't buy the set, or I might buy like 2 or 3 cards. You know, like I don't have to go crazy over it. So
At the end of the day,
it is
I'm gonna
what it is.
still build the same way I build. I'll play my garbage decks into any archetype. I really don't care, right? So yeah, exactly. Like it's like
Exactly.
you know what I mean. That it I don't have to build with anything new if I don't want to and stuff. And if I keep playing with people, like I said, I've not looked basically at all at is it Edge of Infinity? I haven't looked at all at that set. I haven't looked at Spider-Man, and I didn't really do too much with Final Fantasy either. Like I just haven't been buying stuff lately. And again, I've got cards. We're good on that, but I do still like seeing when people do that stuff, and it is fun to be surprised. I'm like, what is that? I in one of the boss battles, they were playing the I can't remember it's the mouse from Mabel from Bloomborough. So it was like a normal Boros equipment kind of deck, and they had this cool enchantment that was like a pure steel paladin type enchantment that let them zero equip something. And this was in another Firesong Sunspeaker deck. I was at, I don't know, 800 life, 900 life. I was really up there. And they ended up getting out, they put this equipment down from their hand that was from Final Fantasy. The creature's base power and toughness is your life total. And so it was after, again, I Star of Extinction the board, everything was dead. They dropped this out because I was like, there's no way that they can get their commander out to kill me. I didn't see that one coming at all. And I got absolutely crushed for like a 30-30.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to see, right?
Yeah, it's really, really fun to see. But like, I just like the fact that like they're trying to bring more diverse people in. You know, like people that are like willing to, you know, like they're willing to try things and like, you know, like they're willing to give the game a shot, right? Because if you don't love the game, fine, you can go away. At least you tried. I personally appreciate that people try to play the game. But at the same time, if you play it and then you enjoy it, you know, then now I have another fan that I can sit down and talk Magic with and play games, and that's what I care about. I care about the social aspect, right? So
I will, yeah. Like the Universe Beyond stuff hasn't been exciting for me, but a lot of like female friends that I have actually gotten into Magic lately over that and stuff. A lot of them are like, I love Spider-Man, I'm buying Spider-Man stuff, and then the same thing with Final Fantasy, right? So it is doing what they want it to do. It is bringing new players into the game. I don't know how badly it's annoying some of the older players, but at the end of the day, I've been complaining for years about how much stuff's coming out. So to me, this is a welcome break from having to spend money. Obviously, I'm going to have to spend money on Strixhaven. I love the Elder Dragons. I think I got at least 2 decks of each of them. Like I got like 2 Velomachus decks. I have 3 Tanazir decks. I love like the color shift kind of thing that they did where like the Quandrix was like more like a Boros, and then like the Boros was more like a Reanimator, like the Lorehold. It was really, really fun. I love the Golgari life gain themes that they did. So I'm really, really excited to see more of that. I love Beladros is like such a cool commander and such a cool card, but so was Dina, so was what's the other the Shaman from the Precon, whatever it is. Regardless, I really, really liked it because it was so different, right? So I'm hoping that they bring more of that in. And then again, when I look at like I said, as much as I might not like the Universe Beyond stuff, the Lord of the Rings set undoubtedly made food like a powerful archetype that is like it brought like a useless artifact of it. I would love to see somebody. The only person I've ever seen use a blood token like for anything was Slothy. I was blown away. He threw it to Dargo and I got whipped. But you know what I mean? So maybe there's going to be some more of these archetypes that come up and everything. Like I said, undeniably, the Lord of the Rings like really, really helped out the food archetype into an actual fun playable mechanic instead of just like a throwaway token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Slothy, any closing thoughts on that? I say we end there. It's fun. Come beat up on me in an event.
Yeah, come beat up on Dan at an event. He doesn't run any interaction, so it's not really that hard.
Not hard.
No, it was good to chat about the event and deck building and future of Magic a little bit.
Yeah. Again, thank you to everyone who came and played, and to everyone who interacts. I'm going to leave that. I'll probably leave that link up in the description for another week or two if anyone wants to go check it out. But it was a really, really nice time, and I love events, so I want to be involved in more. I think in 2026 I'd like to maybe do some more of the events and like travel to a few more of them. So maybe we'll go down to the States one. Maybe I'll drag you guys down to the States. We'll see. We'll see what's up.
We'll see.
Everyone good to wrap here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bam. let me go to here. Let me go to here. Oh, that was too loud. Thank you guys for getting to the end of this one. It's always just fun to chat Magic with my buddies and stuff. So I want to know what formats do you guys like to play? I want to see, like, is there other fun things I should do? I do have tiny leader decks that I sometimes bring out, but it's not as much of a popular format. But the Pendragon thing seems like it's getting exciting. I'm gonna start bringing out two-headed giant stuff for two-headed giant commander too. But let me know kind of if there's other fun formats that I'm missing out on or that I should be getting in on. We didn't talk much about cards, but if you ever want cards, go to houseofcards.ca, promo code IT99. They got a great stock, they've got fast shipping, and they're just wonderful to deal with. So yeah, promo code IT99 is going to get you a discount at your checkout. It's going to be a wonderful time. And then, like I said, as always, AI armor sleeves are just great things for it. Thanks everyone for just being good community and for always helping me have fun and stuff. I love to talk Magic with everyone, and yeah. Thanks to everyone who listens. That's it.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
See ya.